All right, guys, I want some predictions out of you. When will the first 2024 singles be found and where? Could be anywhere. Could be Australia. Greece even has a track record of getting stuff first. Somewhere else in Europe, the US, Canada, who knows where. My prediction, don't copy me guys now, all right? Australia in about a couple weeks here. 2.5 weeks is my prediction because right now they're getting in case M. Nowhere else in the US is getting case M, which is the last case of 2023. So I think it'll make sense that in a couple weeks they get in the first case of 2024 as well. But today we are here to talk about 2024 singles case B. That's right, already 2 cases into the next year, which still seems kind of far away. However, it's October 1st, okay? 2 months from now, this case B, is supposed to come out on December 1st. That's already into the holiday season. It's already getting cold in the Northern Hemisphere. Crazy stuff. The year's flying by. And yeah, guys, if you intend to reshare these contents, please refer back to this video. I don't think anyone else in the entire planet is revealing them, so I'd greatly appreciate that. And let's dive right into it. I do want to say my voice is not 100%. All I'll say is I went to the Ohio State Notre Dame game last weekend and I was trying to make sure Notre Dame won. I failed, but I still am paying the price for it. So that's all I'll say. You guys can ask me about it if you're interested. Anyways, we're going to start off with one the King, Strip Weathers, okay? So this packaging won't be any different from last year's. It'll still be on the red. Like we saw him get the new packaging design, and he will continue to have that going forward. Then we have one Gearsten Marshall. Now, Gearsten was in the last case, so that's when we saw him with the new packaging. And yay, another one. So I think he's literally been in 4 or 5 cases of the last 13, because he debuted in case B of 2023, and he's been out a lot. Then we have one Lightning McQueen with racing wheels, the World Grand Prix version. You have 2 Jackson Storms, and you have 1 Fillmore, okay? Now, those are the only cars that are not making their debut in this case in some way, shape, or form. All these other cars are either 1, a new packaging, 2 are a new Thailand variant, or 3 is a straight up new release, period. So that's kind of exciting, but that is kind of how it goes when you enter into a new year. They do all these new cars on these new packagings, but then again, they did already kind of start doing these new packagings last year as in 2023. So let's start off with Cryptid Buster Mater. This one is a nice re-inclusion carryover from last year because I've yet to find Cryptid Buster Mater. He's not in the half version of case H, which is his debut case. He's not in the half case of case J, which he's also in the full case. So yeah, he's been hard to get. So it's glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's back. Then you have one Brush Kerber, the Fiber Fuel Cars 1 racer, and the only canon Fiber Fuel racer. I mean, Jojo. Gogo Logano, the NASCAR one, is that canon? You guys tell me. I think it's up for debate. Then you have one Rust-eze Lightning McQueen, so that's his first time on this packaging. I think it's nice to get a little bit of a different McQueen in here, although it's not like he's very rare. He's been released a ton over the last few years. Then you have one Eric Breaker. So this is the Synergy Next Gen. Took me a second there because, of course, when this guy was first released, he was called Spiky Phillips. He was in a 2-pack with the little Torquey Next Gen, who was called Eric Breaker. So they flipped them ever since. This guy is now Eric Breaker, the Synergy Next Gen. He was released in 2020 as a single, and so he's back as a single. And I think this is a good sign that we'll get some more different Next Gens this year. Not the same old, like Paul Conrav, Ryan Inside Laney, that we've dealt with for a while now. Next up is Kevin Shiftwright, the Clutch Aid Piston Cup racer from Cars 1. I had to kind of double check myself there because we have another Piston Cup racer named Kevin later on in the case. But yeah, this is cool, I guess. He's been released from Thailand before, so it is nothing ground earth shattering. One Tumbleweed Lightning McQueen. Another one that's cool to see. It's like nice to see another version of McQueen, kind of a retro nostalgic version. But Nothing too wild. We've gotten him from Thailand before, so all right, nice, I guess. Then you have Otis. Now, Otis was released in 2022, first time from Thailand, so now he's back. You'll get another packaging variant of him, but very similar to his 2022 release. So there's that. Then you have Heyday Smokey here again. I don't know, all this stuff that I'm spewing out right now. It sounds kind of exciting, but I think the best is Brush Kerber and Eric Breaker. All this other stuff is just rehashed contents of the last 2-3 years, I really want to see some stuff they pull out of nowhere. Bring, Chuck Manifold back. The guy's only gotten released once. Bring, just cars that you haven't done before. And Hot Wheels does this too. They recolor the same core group of cars every year, I would just love to see a little bit more diversification in the line. But yeah, Heyday Smokey, okay? Then you have 2 Kevin Racing tires. So that's the Shifty Drug stock car, one of the rarer Piston Cup racers these days. His first and last Thailand release was in late 2019. Has become kind of rare. So this is probably right now the best release objectively so far. Then you have 2 Dynaco Cruz Ramirez's. Yeah, okay, fine, I guess. We got Rust-eze Cruz, we got Dynaco Cruz, we got all the cruises. Next is probably going to be Trainer Cruz, which I would not be happy about. Then you have 1 Vuzine Racing Tractor. Hopefully this is a sign of more racing tractors to come, because last time they did this, guys, let's think back to 2021. They did the Bumper Save Racing Tractor in the very first case. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, are they going to just re-release old racing tractors? Or are they going to release new tractors? And that year, they went on to release 3 or 4 new tractors: Easy Idle, Sputter Stop, Vuzine, and Clutch Aid. So are they going to follow a similar pattern here where they re-release one and then go nuts? I hope so, because they do still have a bunch that they canceled that they haven't released. No Stall, Tank Coat, Combustor, I believe are the ones that they canceled. So this is, I guess, kind of cool. It's nice to have them back. And hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. Then you have 1 Rusty Corn Fuel, the toe cap racer from Cars 1. I like this one as well, but he was released in 2021. So I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because, again, a lot of these racers have gotten recent releases in the last 3 years. I would love to see Eugene Carbureski, Ernie Gearsten, Claude Scruggs. Who else? A lot of these have been released. Almost all of them have been released in the last 3 years, but there are still a bunch out there that they have not done. I'd like to see some more Cars 3 stock cars because those they haven't done in a while. So yeah, Rusty Corn Fuel. All right. Then you have 1 Bill. That is one of the Demolition Derby racers, the one with the Pixar ball on him. So I guess that's kind of nice. But again, he's been released recently as well. Now we get into the more exciting components of this case. You have 1 Roadette marker. That's a new character that we got introduced to as a mini racer last year, as in 2023. So I'd say that's pretty exciting. We got a preview of her. It made sense we'd eventually get her as a full-on diecast because also she is just a repaint of Ichigo, Chisaki, Arumi, and Suki. So it should have been easy for Mattel. I like it. It's a good-looking clown. And yeah, hopefully not too hard to find, even though they should have probably put 2 of her in the case instead of just 1. But historically, clowns have been pretty easy to find. Greebles, Claire Gunzer, even a little bit Kelly Bean Bright have been pretty easy to get. Oh, and certainly May and K Pillar Derev have been. And then to conclude the case, you have 2 Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen. So, it's kind of funny to think this version of McQueen has not been released as a Thailand variant yet. So yeah, first time for him. He has been released from Vietnam. Obviously, long tenured release from China. So I guess it's cool to see how Thailand does with him. I think he looks pretty good from the images we've seen so far. But it does make it a heavy McQueen case. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, it looks like. That's kind of a lot. That's over 20%. Not ideal, but I think these will sell well. The other ones, I'm not so confident in. But yeah, guys, let me know which is your favorite. What are you most excited from this case. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it for sure. Just to get some newness, just get on to the next year, because it does kind of seem like 2023 is done despite not having Case M yet. And that is mostly due to the fact Case M doesn't have a new character in it, just new variants. So I'm so ready for the next year, even if these first two cases here, are kind of what the hell, head scratchers. And that's kind of how they always start, though. They always start off a little soft, a little flat. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thanks as always. Check out GetMeCollecitlbes, linked in the description below. He's got it all, and he will have all of this as well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.